It is back to school season, so which iPad is right for education? I'll show you. Real quick, if you want to keep up to date with all the latest Apple news and reviews, hit that subscribe button. I'm shocked that it is already back to school season. Some schools have already gone into session around here. That means everyone is out there stocking up on school necessities from shoes to textbooks to tech, which is of course perfect timing, as many states, like Ohio here, are doing these tax-free windows. More and more students at all levels are relying on iPads rather than laptops to get their schoolwork done. But with so many models in the lineup, it can be hard to narrow down exactly which model makes sense. Let's walk through them and I'll tell you what to buy, and more importantly, definitely what not to buy. The current 2025 iPad lineup consists of the newest 11th generation iPad, the iPad Air in both 11 and 13-inch sizes, the iPad mini, and the 11 and 13-inch iPad Pros. First, here's what not to buy. The iPad mini. It is one of my absolute favorite tablets, by far. But only in extremely limited circumstances does it make sense for students. It would maybe work if you're just using it for reading or digital textbooks or watching lectures. The small screen, though, and comparatively high price tag makes it unadvisable for students. I'd also highly recommend against lusting after the iPad Pro, unless you absolutely have the money to spend on it. The iPad Pro is amazing, with a super slim design, this beautiful, super vivid display, there's Thunderbolt connectivity, the LiDAR scanner, Face ID, and more. But none of those are going to fully lend themselves to students. They are all what I'd call just nice-to-have features. I use an iPad Pro, specifically because I want that better display for video and photo editing, as well as faster connectivity with Thunderbolt. Not everyone's going to need that though, especially students. With 2 models remaining in the lineup, let's talk about exactly what you should buy. Here's a true story. My youngest cousin is finally heading off to college, and she relies so heavily on her iPad. But accessories like Apple Pencil Pro and Magic Keyboard are fairly expensive, especially for a student. So she wanted to know what other options were out there that were full-featured but wouldn't break the bank. Well, my sponsor, EIP, is perfectly suited for that. Check it out. This is the EIP flip case and magnetics keyboard case. This keyboard case is ideal for students, featuring exclusive shortcuts for good notes, notability, and well-note, allowing quick switching between the pen, eraser, and highlighter, as well as next, previous step buttons for a smoother note-taking experience. It also offers secure stylus storage, a 135-degree adjustable stand, and a detachable keyboard with 7 backlight colors. The trackpad supports multi-touch gestures, delivering a smooth and intuitive experience similar to Apple's own. If you don't need a keyboard, that's okay. Unlike most cases that offer only a few fixed angles, the EIP flip case features stepless angle adjustment for optimal viewing, supports vertical mode, and has a detachable cover that also works as a stand for your iPhone or iPad. In addition to the top pen slot, there's a magnetic strip on the side for convenient temporary stylus storage. Check out both of these and the rest of the EIP lineup down in the description, just in time for back to school season. The ideal iPad for students, the one that balances price with features, would be the 11-inch iPad Air, with a few asterisks. In reality, I think the base iPad would be suitable for normal, very light work. Apple has made enough upgrades to this model. It's got a new design, has USB-C, there's Apple Pencil and keyboard support, Wi-Fi 6E. I think most students can get away with this. So if you're trying to save a bit more, the base iPad with enough storage is probably safe. If you're looking to save though, I'd maybe say instead of getting this, opt for a last gen iPad Air. These are still hanging around in some places and may get you a better tablet for less. The reason that I think that the iPad Air is so well suited is that it has just enough upgrades to be useful without going too far as to be superfluous. I like the M3 chip in here. It's very powerful and it's going to run apps and games easily. It'll also help with multitasking, which is huge for students and gets even better with iPadOS 26. By the way, if you want to learn about how Apple supercharged multitasking apps with iPadOS 26, check out the video that I've linked here. The iPad Air also has Apple Intelligence built in. We're still right here at the launch of Apple Intelligence, and over the course of multiple years in elementary school, high school, or university, it's only going to get better. If I was buying a tablet right now, I would not buy one without Apple Intelligence. Kind of want to future-proof it. The automatic proofreading, ChatGPT integration into Siri, and more make it very useful to have Apple Intelligence for a student. There are two things that I think should also be considered with this tablet. Storage and display. That's the storage and the display. With storage, I think 256 gigs is ample. It's not a ton, but should be enough for photos, documents, notes, textbooks without issue. Design, photography, or film majors may want to upgrade that storage though to 512 or even a terabyte. As I mentioned, the display comes in 11-inch and 13-inch sizes. 11 inches is fine, though if you want more space, the bigger one would help with that. I just think for carrying around in a backpack, lighter is going to be better. If this is meant to be a true laptop replacement though, maybe consider the 13-inch. So that's it. My hands down recommendation for your average student is going to be a 256 gig, 11-inch iPad Air, Apple Intelligence, but that's just me. Let me know in the comments what you think and which one you would prefer to use. If you want to grab an iPad, I put some deals that we found down below in the description. Otherwise, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.